Imagine waking up in a city where thousands of people die every single day. Streets fall silent, families disappear, and an invisible killer spreads from town to town. Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death became one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, forever changing the world. In the mid-14th century, Europe was filled with thriving cities, busy trade routes, and growing populations. Few could imagine that one of history's greatest disasters was about to arrive. In October 1347, merchant ships arrived at the port of Messina in Sicily. Many sailors were already dead or seriously ill. Within days, a deadly disease began spreading through the city, marking the beginning of the Black Death in Europe. Within months, the disease spread rapidly from city to city. Fear replaced everyday life as entire communities watched friends, neighbors, and families fall ill. Medicine at the time could not explain the disease. Physicians tried various treatments based on the knowledge available, but the plague continued to spread faster than anyone could stop it. The plague traveled with merchants, ships, and caravans along Europe's busiest trade routes. Within just a few years, it had reached nearly every corner of the continent, becoming one of the fastest spreading pandemics in history. Daily life came to a standstill. Markets closed, trade slowed, and many towns became eerily quiet as people stayed indoors, hoping to avoid the mysterious disease. Between 1347 and 1351, the Black Death is estimated to have killed tens of millions of people across Europe, Asia, and North Africa. Entire communities disappeared, making it one of the deadliest pandemics in recorded history. The pandemic transformed society. Labor became more valuable, economies changed, and many long-standing social structures began to shift. The Black Death reshaped Europe in ways that lasted for centuries. Today, scientists believe the Black Death was primarily caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. Modern research using archaeology and DNA analysis has helped explain how this devastating disease spread across continents centuries ago. The Black Death taught humanity the importance of medical knowledge, public health, and international cooperation. Its legacy continues to influence how the world prepares for and responds to major disease outbreaks. With millions of people lost, labor became scarce. Workers gained greater bargaining power, wages increased in many regions, and parts of Europe's economy began to change. These shifts helped reshape medieval society. The Black Death left a lasting mark on history. It changed economies, influenced politics, transformed communities, and remains one of the most studied pandemics ever recorded. As the plague spread, some cities introduced new public health measures. Ships arriving from infected regions were isolated before passengers could enter. These early quarantine practices became an important step in the history of disease control. Although the losses were immense, Europe slowly recovered. Communities rebuilt their towns, trade returned, and a new generation looked toward the future. The world that emerged after the Black Death would never be the same. The Black Death exposed the limits of medieval medicine. Over time, it encouraged closer observation of disease, improvements in public health practices, and a growing interest in scientific learning that would influence future generations. Centuries later, the Black Death remains one of history's most important events. It reshaped societies, influenced economic and cultural change, and left lessons that continue to guide the modern world. During the 14th century, many people believed the plague was caused by supernatural forces or bad air. Today, historical and scientific research has provided a much clearer understanding of the disease and how it spread. The Black Death remains one of the most studied events in history. It offers valuable insights into medicine, economics, society, and the resilience of civilizations in the face of extraordinary challenges. The Black Death was not confined to one nation or one continent. It affected Europe, Asia, and North Africa, disrupting trade, changing governments, and reshaping societies on an unprecedented scale. The Black Death remains one of history's greatest lessons. It reminds us how disease can reshape civilizations, and how knowledge, resilience, and cooperation help societies recover and move forward. The Black Death forever changed Europe. It transformed economies, challenged old traditions, and helped create conditions that contributed to the Renaissance and a new age of innovation and learning. Centuries later, scientists continue to study the Black Death. Each discovery helps us better understand not only the past, but also how humanity can prepare for future pandemics. The Black Death was more than a devastating pandemic. It transformed economies, changed societies, influenced governments, and reshaped the course of human history. Its impact can still be traced centuries later. From medieval Europe to the modern world, the lessons of the Black Death continue to influence medicine, public health, and scientific research. History reminds us that even after humanity's darkest moments, recovery and progress are possible. The Black Death was one of the darkest chapters in human history. Yet from tragedy came resilience, innovation, and lasting change. The world that emerged afterward was forever different, shaped by lessons that continue to matter today. The story of the Black Death is more than the story of a pandemic. It is a story of resilience, adaptation, and humanity's determination to rebuild. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe to Historivox and join us as we uncover the greatest stories in history.